but no one could heal her. She came up behind him and touched the edge of his cloak. And immediately her bleeding stopped. Who touched me? Jesus asked. When they all denied it, Peter said, Master, the people are crowding and pressing against you. But Jesus said, someone touched me. I know that power has gone out of me. Then the woman, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, came trembling and fell at his feet. Then the woman, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, she came up behind him. Then the woman, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, came trembling and fell at his feet in the presence of all the people. She told why she had touched him and how she had been instantly healed. Then he said to her, daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace. Amen? Amen. Will you say to your neighbor, neighbor, I dare you to just touch.
Glory. Just touch.
Tell the person on the other side of you while you're taking your seat, I dare you to just touch. Tell them it ain't deep in this season. It ain't spooky. You don't have to run around. Just touch. Hallelujah. Take me to 43. Jeremiah. Take me to 43. I got a few moments. We're going to talk. We're going to talk today about how imperative a touch can be. Yes. You've ever found yourself in a place in your life where words were okay, visitation was okay, but a touch symbolized something altogether different. Y'all real quiet. Y'all
talking good. You talking good?
Y'all don't move past. Okay. Amen. And so, even when you begin to study the 5 love languages, there are certain things in the particular book, if you've read it, that will discover the importance of what you feel like you need. And I believe everybody in the room, whether it's maximum or minimum, you desire to be touched.
Come on.
Come
on, Pastor.
Y'all gonna make me plow. And so, regardless of whether it's maximum or minimum, you desire a touch. And so here, we will find, y'all just work with me, we're going to tie it in, it's going to make sense in a minute. We'll find here that in this particular text, you'll find that this woman, and if you will allow me today to not be gender specific. Because there aren't just women that go through issues.
Come on.
We collectively as a body
That's right.
walk through issues and situations and circumstances in life. Bible says that for 12 years she sought out every avenue that she could seek out in order to make her situation better. Sound like some of us in the room.
Come on, Pastor.
And so there is nothing wrong with seeking out better. Y'all.
Come on.
There is nothing wrong with seeking out better. The issue is that you get just that. The problem is, or the problem comes when you are continuing to seek out better, but better never comes, or you never open yourself up to receive it. Bible says that she went to the doctor, she went to her friends, she went to everything that she knew.
That she knew. Come on.
To help her. She did everything within her power to receive or to gain better.
Yeah.
And only to come to the conclusion that she never apprehended it by way of the things that she sought out.
Wow.
Bible says, you read the text, it says she spent all her money.
All of it. Come on.
She called all her girlfriends. He called all his mans and them.
Yeah. Bro.
To seek out how I can gain better. And although they may have had a word of advice or a word of knowledge or wisdom, it did not quite get her the totality of what she needed. So one day she heard something in the wind. What she heard was there was a man
Come on.
coming in town by the name of Jesus. Something that she's never tried before.
Come on.
Something that was new for her. Yeah. She did not see it on Instagram, or did she not see it on Twitter. There were no flyers that went out and was posted, but she heard a word.
A word.
There was nothing visibly in her sight. She could not YouTube and hear him to decide whether she wanted to go or not. Wow. Y'all know how it is when you hear somebody coming in town. Let me YouTube them and see if they got some oil, and that will determine if I'm going to show up or not. She couldn't YouTube a sermon, but she heard a word.
Oh, wow.
And the problem is, sometimes there is a word being released, but we don't hear it because we're not on the right frequency. Every now and again, you got to get some Q-tips and clean that stuff out so you can hear even if it's a whisper. So she hears a word, but she hears a word because at this point she's in the right company.
Come on.
Because the company perhaps that she was in before, they navigate her to everything that society told her that she should do in order to get better. I told them on Wednesday night, I said to them, Markia, we are a society cultivated generation. Society has cultivated us. And that's why, in order, we're quickly to respond as it relates to the way that society says we should respond versus what the word says. Because the word may have washed you, but it hasn't cultivated you.
That's right.
So you got a washing of the word, but you still have the cultivation of the word.
Wow.
And so even though I'm being washed and I think I'm clean, my influence or my response is still that of the world. People think because, when David said in 51, he said, wash me. Then he says, purge me, cleanse me, so that I can be whiter than snow. He didn't just say, wash me, Lord. He said, purge me. In other words, take out everything I know so that I can make room for what I don't know that you desire to put on the inside of me.
Yeah.
So that my response can be different.
Come on.
Am I saying anything?
Yeah.
We're going somewhere. And so the problem is, the reason why perhaps she was in the place, or he, because we're not going to deal so much so with gender. The issue is the reason why we have walked out some of the things that we have walked out for so long is because we have allowed what is around us to influence us and dictate to us what we should do and how we should do it.
Yeah.
And so then we now come to a place where all the advice that she has gotten, it still hasn't gotten her healed. Wow. And if you know anything about back then, the Jewish custom is when you are dealing with that level of disease as far as bleeding has a stench to it. And so she actually was supposed to be in a place of isolation.
That's the rules.
All right? So when you're dealing with this for 12 years, she was supposed to be isolated. So in her isolation, she has allowed those around her to cultivate her and to groom her and to stir her in the direction that they felt like she should go in order to be able to come out of isolation.
All right.
I'm just letting it. Because I want us to get it. And so in isolation, I hear a word. I'm get ready to go ahead of myself. Because some people think that isolation is a good thing.
Come on.
Wanting time to yourself and being in isolation is two different things. When you are in isolation, the person that usually enters the room with you in isolation is the enemy.
Come on.
And so it's in isolation that the enemy usually has a field day with us, and he manipulates our minds into thinking things that God never said about us, concerning us. He don't even look at us the way that the enemy tries to make us think that he is perceiving us. But isolation will cause you to revert or retreat in a place of imprisonment.
Yeah.
And if you are in isolation or imprisonment long enough, your behavior will dictate just that.
Wow. That's right.
Even though you're free now,
Uh-huh.
Because you have not grasped the fact that you are free.
Wow.
And so that's why even when we fall short, a lot of us feel like we aren't forgiven or people are looking at us crazy because we are still walking in a place of guilt, shame, and isolation in our own minds that nobody is even thinking about that. But the enemy has planted that seed, and because nobody of wisdom or godly counsel was there to eradicate those thoughts, you're coming out of isolation still thinking the same way.
Yep. You're helping us with our brain.
We're still thinking according to where we were.
Wow.
And that's some of us today. God has already released you out of the place of bondage, but your behavior still dictates one that is on the plantation. And you're trying to figure out, am I a house or am I a field?
Either way, you was
And you're acting like you're still in the field on the plantation when God says, I want you to come in the house. You have rights to come in. But we still act like a person that's working in the field.
Wow.
And that's how we begin to mess up the process of our miracles and our blessings and our breakthrough, because we're right on the brink of it. God says we can have it. And then when God starts saying stuff like, I'm getting ready to give you a 24-hour turnaround, we don't receive it, we don't expect it, because our mindsets are still operating off of that which we have allowed to cultivate it.
Come on. That's good.
Jesus, I bless your name.
How then do I break through from my 12 years of being subject? What does subject mean? Somebody Googling it right now. What does subject mean? Says she was subject to bleeding. Y'all ain't saying nothing. What does subject mean? Y'all thinking?
Yeah, we thinking. Ooh, that's good.
Y'all looking at me like a deer in headlights because it's one thing to be subject to something and it's another thing to be called to.
Come on.
That's good.
Or a sentence. Like
It's a sentence.
Y'all, I'm trying to help y'all. It's one thing to be subject to something. It's another thing to be called to it. The scripture says she was subject to it.
she was sentenced to it for 20
Oh.
years.
She was sentenced to bleeding. She was sentenced for 12 years to bleeding. I wasn't called to it, but I was sentenced. I was subject to have to walk this thing out. And anytime I am sentenced to a thing, the only person that can dummy down my sentence is the Lord.
Wow.
Jesus. That's good.
So you mad and you crying and you trying to figure out why I'm still walking out this thing, it's because you've been subject to it.
Wow.
And God hasn't released you from the sentence yet.
Ooh.
You trying to come out of prison prematurely. ain't made parole yet.
My God.
You went before the board and they said denied. Because they knew that if they let you out of it too early, you wouldn't have learned the lesson.
Yeah, you won't be rehabilitated.
And some stuff that God allows us to walk through for years and times to come is not because he wants to humiliate you. He wants to embarrass you. God don't love you. You're not his favorite. You are his favorite. In fact, you are his anointed. And he knows that you can handle it. And he's saying this one, this time, is not going to be microwave. You going in the oven. But the devil will tell you, because God has allowed you to walk through it and you still ain't came out. God don't love me. I might as well go back to the world. Well, the world don't want you. The world has been advising you. And that's why, my God, you're still in a rut. Says, and then you hear people, I feel my help now.
Yeah.
You hear people say stupid stuff like it's because of where you are in your life and it's because of what you've done. But when I read the scripture, somewhere in the text, the people of God said, your son is blind, your son is sick. And they asked the question, they said, who sinned? And Jesus said, nobody sinned. This is for my glory. It's for my glory. You're trying to figure out, is God taking me through this because I sinned? He said, no, I'll tell you, this one is for my glory. This one you can't even pull yourself out of. This one you can't pray your way out. This one you can't talk your way out. You just gonna have to serve the sentence, my God, and allow God to do what he desires to do in you and out of you, so that when you come out, you're coming forth as pure gold. Says she was subject to bleeding for 12 years. That's a long time to have the same condition. That's a long time to still be talking about the same thing. That's a long time to still be trying to figure out if God is going to bring you out of it or not. It's a long time. Bible says she was subject to bleeding. And watch this. This is the part that caused us to be bitter with folk. It said, but no one could heal her. We mad with people because they don't have the supply of healing that you need. Because if they had your supply of healing, it will be temporary and not permanent.
Come on, Pastor.
Come on, 44. Come on. We got to get out of here. 11:53. It says no one could heal her. We done ran to revivals. We done ran to conferences.
Yeah.
People done prophesied to us.
That's right.
People done laid hands on us. They done oiled us down. Come on here. They done done everything that we have allowed them to do, only to leave out and still be the same way, because they're talking to the problem, but they're not giving us the solution. And that's the problem in the house of God. Everybody want to talk to your problem, but don't nobody want to give you the solution on how to come out. People will tell you need to stop shacking, but they ain't gonna let you come and live in their house. People will tell you, my God, that you ought to serve better, but they ain't no example on what servitude look like. People will talk to the problem, but they don't have the solution. Say, go to revival after revival. And let me just pause right here. I'm about to make somebody mad. We should have took the offering up, Brother Lindsay. April, we should have took the offering. We should have took. Listen. We so busy talking to the problem, but we can't talk solution. You know why we can't talk solution? The reason we can't talk solution is because half of the people that's talking to you don't have a solution for their own house. They're trying to dog you out and make you feel like you ain't doing something right, and trying to make you feel this way and play on your emotions and trying to make you think they got it all well-rounded and they all put together. But after the benediction, if you was a fly on their wall, you will see, my God, that they don't have the solution for their own life. They're struggling themselves on how to come out. Bible says, Bishop, for 12 years, she was subject to this thing. She had to do the full sentence. For some of us, we should be shouting because God dropped the charges.
Come on.
For some of us, we should be shouting because when other people had to pay, He gave us a slap on the wrist. Oh, I'm talking about telling y'all that ought to be shouting because when other people had to go on death row, God said, look here, I'm going to let you sit for a little while before I release you. All you got to do is walk back. Walk back down memory lane.
Come on.
And give God praise and give God glory because grace and mercy was following you. Oh God. Even in your low place, you looked up and said, what did I get myself in? And grace was on the left side of the bed and mercy was on the right side of the bed and said, are you done? Get up. I'm going to spare your life this time.
This time.
He never fails.
He never fails.
He never fails.
All right.
He said you can't go low enough when I won't reach down and pick you up.
Come on.
That's why when people try to make you feel like God is getting ready to do you in and God is going to kill you off and God ain't pleased with you and all this and all that, the reality of it is if God wanted to destroy you, He had a right to destroy you when you were in your mess, when you was lying, when you was conniving, when you was sneaking, when you was doing everything under the sun. God ought to gave you the penalty that you rightly deserve to get.
Yeah, He has a right to destroy you.
Some of us should have got caught and He covered us.
Come on. Glory to God. Jesus.
Should have got caught creeping out.
Should have got caught.
And He covered you.
Oh, bless His name.
She got 12 years. And some of y'all got 12 days. And others got 12 minutes to get out. And others got, y'all ain't saying nothing. He said, I'm going to give you 12 minutes to come on here to get up out of this.
You got 12 minutes to come out of there.
We owe God. We owe God. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what it looked like. You owe God.
That's right.
In that 2 months, these last 2 months of my life, everything was going through my head. I was trying to get my house in order. Let me tell you, see, fish, people won't be honest. People will make you think, because you speak in tongues, Pastor Joe, Deacon Charles, people will make you think, oh, you are pastor, and emotionally and mentally you was going through that. I'm like, let me get my house in order. I'm making arrangements. And I'm doing all this stuff. Do you see what I'm talking about? What isolation will do?
Come on.
Isolation will mess your mind up. Isolation will make you forget that you know a tongue to speak in. They ain't saying nothing about kids. Look. Isolation will make you question, am I pastor? If not, am I saved? Isolation will have you walk in your mind. Did I do something?
Yeah.
Isolation will mess you up. Isolation will mess you up. That's why isolation is a dangerous place. It's not a safe place. The devil will make you think it's safe. And when you come out of isolation, now that you've come out of isolation, you have to now deprogram what's been playing tricks on your mind. You out. You got the good news, but your behavior is causing you to act like you still in it. So now you got to go through the process of renewing your mind. Now you got to go through the process of allowing the word to work for you. Now you got to go through the process of getting around some people that you know are living a lifestyle and that can get a word through that will filter through all the stuff that the enemy has planted in your mind in those moments. Y'all ain't never been in a place where you couldn't preach your way out. You couldn't sing your way out. You couldn't worship. You was worshiping, but you was still in fetal position. You was worshiping, but the blinds were still closed. You was worshiping, but you still ain't brushed your teeth and washed your face. Oh, y'all, I get it. It's just me. I get it. It's just me. It says, when she came out of isolation, after she heard the word that there was something different coming that she's never experienced before, she says, well, I've tried everything else. What's the worst that can happen? You ever been to a place in your life like that? I've tried everything else. What's the worst that can happen? She gets a word. She gets the word. Watch this. She gets the word. And after she gets the word, she then makes a decision. About how she was going to respond to the word that she got. See, the problem is, a lot of us might get a word, but you still have a choice on whether you're going to respond to it or not.
Wow.
Because her getting the word that Jesus was going to show up means nothing if she had not made the decision that she was going to respond to it.
That's good, Pastor. You gotta make a decision.
So she gets the word. She gets the word. See, let me close this. I promise y'all, we almost there. She gets the word. She responds to the word, Nicole. But watch this. When she responds to the word, her response was, I'm just going to show up. Wow. Come here, Tristan. She responds to the word. She responds to the word, not to the people that gave it to her, but within herself, Erica, that she was going to show up. Right? Turn around. She responds to the fact that she's just going to show up. Yes. Now we know that the word says that there were a crowd of people there. Mm-hmm. Let me just use my little mind for a moment. I can imagine, because usually when Jesus shows up, he shows up in a synagogue. Right?
Right. Right.
Y'all looking like the synagogue is the house of God.
Yeah.
Okay, I ain't say the mall, so y'all all right?
You good.
Okay. So he's in a place or an open area. That's better. Mm-hmm. He's in an open area, a crowd of people. Now, there's probably a mixture of people there. There are the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are the church folk there, and there are some people that aren't so churched.
Mm-hmm. That's
right? Nevertheless, it's crowded.
Yeah.
I said there were church folk there, and there were not so churched folk there.
Uh-huh.
There was a mixture.
Uh-huh.
So I'm nervous whenever we come in a room and all we have is quote unquote church folk.
Come on, and go there.
There.
My.
It's a problem.
Some unchurched.
Well, that's for another day. Now watch this. She's not a church girl.
Help.
But she comes in the room with some church folk.
Wow.
It's crowded. Praise and worship going on. They finished now. Here comes Jesus. Putting the final touches. Folks shouting, folks dancing. They having a good time. All these people in the room. Folks speaking in tongues. They tithers. They feel like they what's the word?
Right.
No, you know when people, they do so much, they feel entitled. You got some entitled folk there.
My.
Yeah, you got all types of folk there. They feel like they entitled.
Praise the Lord.
Here comes this little woman, and I'm done. I bored y'all long enough.
No, you did good. It's good.
Who's not a church girl, but she comes in a place that she heard about. Because somebody liked their church. And they decided to say something nice, Chrissy, about their church, which caused somebody to want to come and visit their church.
My.
Don't you know that everybody that go to your church don't mean they like it? Everybody that go to your church don't mean they talking good about it, but they continue to show up.
My Lord.
The church girl, the unchurched girl, she comes. I can just imagine she's sitting in the back while everybody else, they just enjoying Jesus and having a wonderful time. Bible says that it was crowded in there. So while they're worshiping, hands lifted, people all over the place, she in her mind is trying to figure out how to maneuver to get through so she can get her miracle. The problem is we come and we show up off a word and we so thirsty that we're pressed when they call a prayer line to just jump in it.
Come on.
Maybe they got a word for me. Let me me tell you something. Whenever God has a word for you, he know where you sitting and he know what you got on.
Come on.
Sometimes you ought to just sit there and put a demand on the anointing to see if it's real or not. Sometimes you ought to sit there and not get up and say, if they really anointed, God know what I told them driving here on my way to the house of God. And so if they're really anointed and if they're really assigned, my God, to release a word to me, I'm going to sit back here where they can't even see me unless they're higher up than me. You got to be in a high place. So she ain't pressed. Although she knows what she needs, she stands and waits her turn. Bible says she maneuvers through the crowd. This how lost the church is. Let me
Talk good, Pastor. Talk good.
This is how lost the church is, Regina. That nobody designed or sensed that there was a spirit, my God, that had crept in the place that needed some attention.
Come on.
Wow.
That's the problem.
So she's just standing in the back, waiting her turn. Bible says she maneuvers through the crowd. Watch this. There are so many people around. How could she possibly get to them? I just heard somebody in the Holy Ghost say, that's how they do you, Pastor. There's so many people around. How we gonna get to them? It ain't how you gonna get to me. It wasn't even how she was going to get to Jesus. It was how I'm going to get my miracle.
Wow.
The problem is everybody trying to get the pastor and pastor ain't got nothing. Honey, it was Sundays that I would show up and I ain't heard God say nothing because I got my own stuff going on. And I'm like, God, if you don't do it, it can't be done.
Help.
We are missing our miracles because we're too stuck on the messenger. I'm not God. And don't make me one. She wasn't trying to get up in Jesus' face.
No.
She was like, let all y'all deep folk just y'all keep on longing for his. You know what the Lord spoke to me, Pastor Joe? It was yesterday I was reading, and the Lord, he said to me, he said, Sherita, he said, there is a difference as it relates to my presence versus the glory.
Pastor. Come on here.
He says that my presence is there. He said, but let me tell you, daughter, how you gonna know the real glory is there. He said, because when the glory shows up, nobody can stand under. My presence is there. But if we ever beckon for the glory of God to show up, I'm telling you, that will be the day that the children will be slain in the spirit. And nobody has to lay hands. Nobody got to prophesy. But the reason the glory won't show up is because everybody want to be known for something that they did. And let me tell you something. If the hand of God touches you and you go down, and people pushing people down because they want to look anointed.
You want to look anointed. Pastor.
That don't mean that's the presence of God. That means I lost my balance. Because God ain't going to take you down and not do a work on you.
Come on.
If you got up in 2 minutes, honey, you come on here. Hey, you pushed me too hard.
Pastor. Help the body of Christ.
Don't push.
What's the purpose of you going down but ain't no work going on?
Come on.
Oh my God. Did you see Tristan lay hands on them and they hit the floor? Yeah, did you see they got up in 30 seconds because I was counting? God is ready to do some work. It's not about who goes down. It's about who's getting delivered.
That's good.
So we're teeter-tottering around the present. But God says, I want the full glory. Bible says, in the year that King Uzziah died, he said, I saw the Lord. Let me tell you, in order to see God, something has to die. He said, I saw the Lord when that thing that was hindering and blocking me died.
Jesus. Come on.
That's when I saw him. Some of us don't see God because we have an image and a form of godliness before us. He said, but in the same year that it died, he said, I saw the Lord. He said, high and lifted up. The Lord been dealing with me about that thing. I'm telling you, I'm a preacher. He said, I saw the Lord high and lifted up. He said, and his train filled the temple. That's why when women get married, really the most beautiful adorned thing on your dress supposed to be your train because it's symbolic of the glory of God.
You better preach.
The longer it is, the more glory. I just lost. How did we get there? Y'all trying to be down to the front of the dress.
Come on. You better.
Y'all want to be blinged out. I need the front of my dress to be blinged. The Lord said, no. What should be the most adorned is the train. Glory to God. Oh, glory. We ain't preaching that today. Honey, your train should be so long that it takes 10 people to pull it in the door. Because that's how much glory you ought to want on your marriage. That's how much glory you ought to want in your house. That's how much glory you ought to want in your church. That's how much glory you ought to want on your ministry. You ought to want a train full of the glory. He said his train filled the temple. It never said the dress.
The train.
Oh God. Hey, let me. Larissa, I'm gonna get me a dress. I'm getting ready to add too much. Listen. He said his train filled the temple. What? Oh God, how I get here? Y'all stop me. Get the ball from baskets. Do something.
Oh, keep on.
This just dropped, Pat. Trace, this just dropped. For real. Janice, this just dropped. This just dropped the. He says, so if my train fills the temple, and it filling the temple causes glory, then what now? Because we're not just walking in here with trains on our dresses and on our suits. So what is the symbolic of the train?
Go ahead.
What is it that's supposed to be taking place that caused the temple, the house of God, to be filled with the glory? Y'all looking like it's something real deep, and it ain't. Guess what he just said the train of the church is? He said the train of the church, Camille, is worship. He said the train. That's why the enemy always teeter-tottering when it comes to worship. Worship is the most pressed place to try to persevere through. Because that is symbolic of the train that God is going to allow to fill his temple.
Come on.
But guess what? I said worship. I didn't say the worship team. Come on. They said, I got 5 minutes.
Your worship.
Said she came up. She came up behind him, a crowd of people. She maneuvered through. She wasn't, all she knew in that moment, Sierra, that she wanted a miracle. Watch this. Usually, y'all, for real, y'all gonna give me 5 minutes. Watch this. Usually, we believe, Faith, that a miracle comes by way of laying on hands, which means I acknowledge that you're in my presence. Y'all following me? Usually, that's what we believe. The only way that you can receive a miracle, Troy, is by somebody laying hands, which symbolics that I notice you and I notice that you need something. Right?
Right.
Here we are, an unchurched girl who says, I don't need you to touch me and or notice me.
Go ahead.
Some way, somehow, I just believe that if I touch something that is attached to you, something's going to break.
Glory to God.
I said an unchurched girl who we feel like don't have no discernment. Who we feel like don't know our Jesus. She comes in and she said, I'm going to let y'all do y'all and I'm going to do me. And she says, listen, let me tell y'all, have you ever been to a place where you like, I got 5 cents worth of faith left in me?
Yeah.
I've been through so much hell in my life that literally I just got a nickel left. And if God don't increase that nickel of faith that I have, I'm done.
Right.
Because she ain't had nothing else.
Yeah, she sold all she had.
She ain't had nothing else.
Nothing.
But she had enough sense from sitting around. See, sometimes it's the old school wisdom. It's the old school church that causes you to have sense when you can't get it in the 21st century church that you got to revert back to. She says, look, in her mind, look, if this don't work, I'm done. He ain't got to look at me. In fact, I'm going to test him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to test him. And and see if he who he say he is.
Jesus.
Pastor, you just saying, no, y'all did, because y'all won't test God.
Right.
He says, prove me and see if I won't open up the windows of heaven and pour you out of life. He said, test me.
Yeah. Deceivers of God.
You can't tempt him because temptation is of the devil. But you can test God.
That's right.
He's open about it.
She says, I'm going to test him. She says, if I touch something that is connected to him, I ought to get just as much of what I need by touching what's connected to him, even if I ain't in his face.
Wow. Wow.
If something connected to you can't even get me a miracle, something's wrong. Somebody, Pastor, show enough in your leadership team that's connected to you ought to be able to have, because the Bible says the oil run down, so I ought to be able to touch them as if I'm touching you. We ain't even gonna go. She says, if I can touch the hem of his garment. Watch her words. She says, if I can touch the hem of his garment, she said, I know.
I know.
The unchurched girl.
Yeah. She said,
I know. She didn't say, well, you know, man, I might. We gonna see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out. I don't know. Let me try it. She's talking life in a dead situation.
Yeah.
First of all, her behind wasn't even supposed to be out there. So she broke the law and she took a risk.
come on. Come on.
Say that.
Some of y'all too scared to break the law and take a risk.
Jesus.
They said, you know, we can't call after fact. And you in a life and death situation? I ain't say break the law for no foolishness. I broke the law because my very life is at stake.
Right.
She broke the law, she took a risk. She says, if I touch the hem of his garment, she says, I know that I will be made whole. She literally touches. She don't hold on to it. She don't pull it so he can feel it. I want you to know something behind you. Something there. It says she touched and went on about her business. Jesus, thank you, son. Jesus is preaching. And in the midst of his preaching, he says, hold up. Who touched me? He says, who touched me, Quita? Nobody knew.
Wow.
Jesus, what you talking about? Who touched you? All these people around you? What you mean, Josh? What? Who touched you? It's the thousands of people in here. We don't know who touched you. Something's wrong with your team.
That's right.
Nobody on the board.
When your team can't sense.
Nobody on the board.
Yeah, when your team can't sit.
Jesus, fix it.
Oh, God.
When your team can't sense.
My Lord, when they came to church. Jesus.
You might need to reevaluate your team.
I'm just saying.
Mama.
that you can be that close to the oil and not sense something,
Come on.
even if you don't know what.
Jesus.
Their response was they didn't know. And Peter, go back, Jeremiah 45. Peter says, with his cussing, cutting ear off self, he's passive. Peter was walking with Jesus and he cussed and he cut people. Y'all ain't know that? Peter was hood, baby.
And I ain't watching nothing.
Peter will cuss and then repent. Literally. Oh, y'all ain't read the text where it said Peter cut somebody ear off and he said, come on, put that, I gotta put that back on. Chill out. Peter said, Master, the people are crowding and pressing against you. If you're pressing against me, that means I'm up on you. Like we real close. So how is it that he didn't feel them, but he felt her? That's why we gotta stop judging people in the house of God. Acting like we're more religious and we got a better relationship with God than they do because they don't look like us. I promise you, you get some people that don't look like us, they'll pray you under the pew. Come on here, their relationship is greater than some of the relationships we profess with God. You can ask them for a word and they'll be accurate. He says, crowd pressing against you. Come on, 46, Jeremiah. But Jesus says, someone touch me. He said, I know it. Because literally the virtue, the anointing has left me. In other words, in that moment that she touched him, her miracle was released instantly. It didn't say the next day. It didn't say she went home and was hoping. It says while she was in the midst. It said immediately her bleeding stopped. What are you saying, Pastor? And I'm getting ready to close right on here because we don't have time to keep going with this. But watch this. It says while she was in the place, immediately what had been haunting her for years stopped.
Wow. Wow.
And the reason that it stopped, because against all odds, whether nobody else want to live right, you better live right, my God. So the Lord can use you to help somebody get a miracle. Stop thinking the only person that can release miracles is the pastor. Then what are you here for? What are you working toward? God ain't just giving out anointings to one individual.
That's right.
The people around him didn't have enough. They ain't have discernment, but their anointing was off. If some immediate stuff ain't taking place in the house of God, what are we doing?
Come on. Wasting time.
God wants to do stuff that a doctor can't do. Says, who touched me, the power, or depending upon the version you read, it says the virtue has gone out from me. It says, then the woman seeing, watch this, I promise y'all, and I'm closing. Y'all, let's prepare for communion. It says, seeing that she could not go unnoticed. this strange? How, David, could she not go unnoticed when they didn't even know that she was the one that touched him? It's in the text. It says, seeing that she could not go unnoticed. They were saying unnoticed based upon the fact that she withdrew the anointing out of Jesus Christ. So we can't just let this fly. We got to figure this one out. Bible says she came trembling and fell at his feet in the presence of all the people. She told why she had touched him. Look at the text. She told why she had touched him and how she had been instantly healed. But it said that she told it in front of the people. You can only tell it in front of the people when you believe God and you know that you're totally healed from it. And you don't care what people think or what people say. He says, come on, y'all stand. He says to her, he said, daughter, look at what Jesus said. He says, your faith. Her faith. You talking about an unchurched girl? Her faith? Jesus said, your faith did this. Which tells me that faith is not just predicated on the fact that you acknowledge Christ as your Lord and Savior. If you believe, you gotta believe. Kid, where you are in your life, you gotta believe. He says, play softly. He says, your faith has healed you. And watch this. He not only says to her, her faith healed her, but he released her with something that she hadn't had in 12 years. He said, go in peace. God is not just here to heal you, but he's here to release you into something that you have not had in years. He says to her, go in peace. God is saying today, will you allow me to heal you so that you can have some peace? You can't tell me that you got peace and you're not healed. He says, allow me to heal you so that the peace of God can rest, rule, abide in your life. Listen, while they're coming, I want you to take this few moments